What's up guys, it's Eric. I'm back with another video. I'm in a new place. I got a new job, moved up to Salt Lake City, Utah. And I want to start making videos again. I made one video on my Forester a while ago and I don't know. Anyways, I'll get straight to the point. I'm working on a 2007 Legacy GT Wagon. I purchased it about 2 months ago. It needs an engine. So right now, here I'll flip this around. How do I do this? No. All right, so here's the block I have. I put the short block together off camera. Has a STI crank, STI rods, STI just regular pistons, nothing's forged, and then King racing bearings, rod and main bearings, I should say. 11 millimeter STI oil pump. Heads are basically stock, just got a valve job, and they were decked. As you can see, the block was decked too. It's bored 20 over. So there's a million videos online of putting a head on a block. I'm just using the STI stock head gasket. Torque specs, I'll throw up hopefully a screenshot of the torque values. Nothing too crazy, but you need one that does angles. So I'm just gonna put this on time lapse and get this knocked out. So before I slap this head on, I just wanna show you guys this. You wanna make sure your cam clearances are within spec. Intake should be 10 thousandths. I have assembly lube in here, so it's a little tight, but that's 10 thousandths if it focuses. And then exhaust should be 12 thousandths, and that should be plus or minus 1 thousandth. So you just want to make sure those are all within spec before you slap your head on. It just makes life easier if you need to change a bucket or whatever. All right, one more thing. Actually, probably a couple more things. Head bolts. You can reuse your old ones. I'm going to be reusing the stock head bolts. You want to just make sure your threads are clean. These are the ones that came out of it, and you can see they're just stuff and gunk on them. So you can just take it on a wire wheel, clean it off. I got all the head bolts clean, all the threads are nice and clean. Also, you want to just make sure you wipe off any dirt or debris that's on the washers or the bolt right there, because you don't want any debris between the washer and your head. Otherwise, the bolt will like squeak, and then you get improper torque values. So next I'm gonna do, you just take one of these, put a little bit of oil on it, and then you run it back and forth a few times in these threads just to make sure you get any debris out of the threads. Because this was at the machine shop, they did clean it, but you just never know. All right, I ran a bolt through all these, make sure all the threads are good. They're normally fine, but it's just extra insurance. Next is to clean the surfaces. I just take some brake clean and a towel and just make sure there is no oil, coolant, dirt, whatever on the surfaces of the block and any surface or any debris on the head. All right, I got the head all cleaned. Oh, sorry, my hand's shaky. Block is all clean. I got the head gasket right here. There's only one way the head gasket can go on, and that is like that. You just want to make sure that oil gallery right there is lined up with the head gasket. If you flip it around, that hole will be over here and it won't line up. So you want to use some oil on the threads of the bolts and on the washer so it doesn't skip or get bound up on the head. You get a nice equal torque value. So now I'm going to take my torque wrench. I got 3 different ones. This one's inch pounds. First torque I do is like 7.4 foot-pounds. I got the heads torqued down to 7.4 foot-pounds. I did do that a couple times. I do it like 3 times around the head, just because on the first torque value, the head just needs to like sit flushly. So you just do it like 3 times in the sequence. I will clarify, these bolts are used. So I'm not doing the sequence where you back off the bolt 180 degrees after you torque it to like 70 foot-pounds. I'm just skipping the first couple steps just because these are used head studs or head bolts and they've been stretched already. So I'm gonna do 22.1. So I got the head torque down to 22.1 foot-pounds. Next step is 51.6. So I got my torque wrench at 51.6 foot-pounds. Got the head torqued down to 51.6 foot-pounds, and next is angles. You'll need an angle torque wrench for this. First go around, I do, well, the book says 80 to 90 degrees. I do 85 degrees the first time around, right in the middle of the torque spec. Next, after that is 40 to 45. I do about 43. Just right in the middle. I don't know why, but I do it that way. And then the last step is the 2 middle bolts, again to like 40 to 45 degrees. So let's get that done. Got the head torqued to 85 degrees. Next step I'm gonna do is 43. Got all these torqued in sequence to 43 degrees. Next is 2 center ones, another 43 degrees. Alrighty, I got the head torqued on. Different models, different years require different torque sequences. The 07 Legacy GT Wagon, this is what they call for. So just doing everything factory because I'm not running a lot of boost in this. I'm just using this not TD04. It's a VF46. Super good turbo. I think it's a little bit better than the VF40. I'm just gonna be running about 18 pounds of boost, so nothing crazy. So I gotta go to Subaru and get some cam seals. Might as well get the front crank seal and a rear main seal. Also the seal for the wrist pin hole there. So I'll be back. Just got back from Subaru, picked up some O-rings, cam seals, whatever. So I'll just do a time lapse of everything. A lot of you know probably how to put in cam seals and stuff like that. I'll start with the rear main, go to the front, and then do the heads. I got the front crank seal in. There's a million different ways you can put these in. I just use a hammer here and then just lightly tap around. Make sure it goes in evenly. If not, you'll have problems. And then you just want it to be flush with the oil pump there. If you push it in anymore, that's probably bad. So just flush with that. And then in the rear, same thing. I just use a straight edge piece of metal, hit it with a hammer a bunch of times around the outside evenly, and then you just want it flush with the case right there. So, and then this guy here, I got a new O-ring for the wrist pin, and then that's just screwdriver tight, nothing too crazy there. All right, I got the other side done here. I just needed to practice. So I'll time lapse this side. Assembly lube is your friend, so make sure you assembly lube all the journals and cam lobes, all that. I like to put a little bit of assembly lube or just oil, grease, whatever, on the inside of this lip. You don't want it on the outside, but you do want it in the inside because that spins, or the cam spins. So these two bolts here, those are 7 foot-pounds. These are 14.5 foot-pounds. So I'll put this on time lapse. I got the cams in there with the caps on. They're not torqued or anything. They're just hand tight with my hand, just like that. I use this rubber mallet here, and I lightly tap to get it seated. And after you get all these finger tight, I like to take the cam. If you can grab it at the end here and turn it, that's a good sign. Sometimes if you just tighten this one too tight before you put this on or whatever, it can bind up. So just make sure you can turn that freely. And I'm gonna torque these down now. I start in the middle. I don't know the proper way to do this, but I always like to start here, go there, or actually, sorry. Start with this one, go to that one, go to that one, go to that one, and then work my way out. I go around 10 Newton meters, which is 7 foot-pounds. I went around the whole thing here at 7 foot-pounds. I can still turn the cam here. I can still turn the bottom one here. Next step I'm gonna do is these right here, these back ones, to 14.5 foot-pounds. So I got these back bolts torqued to 14.5 foot-pounds. Again, should be able to turn it by your hand. Looks good, looks good. And I don't know what I have else for this video. I think that's gonna wrap it up. I just wanted to get like the heads and cams in this video. Next video will kind of be more dressing the motor up. So in the next video here, I'll be dressing the motor, just little odds and ends, valve covers. I gotta put the timing belt on. I haven't ordered that yet. All the plastics for the timing belt covers, some of those have to go on before the cam gears go on. And then some of the just PCV and coolant crossover pipes, oil pan, that will be all in the next video, just dressing the motor. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Hopefully it helps you out if you're tearing your motor apart and want to rebuild it in your garage. So peace out. Thanks.